rushed him into the studio because he's involved in a wonderful charity over at Hasbro, and I get a chance to talk to him. Stephen, welcome. Dan York, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Thanks for having me.
So we'll talk about your wonderful charity here, of course. It's your primary reason for coming. So is it length, strength, technique, 50%, which?
Well, it's, leg strength is not something that can be, taught. So it's just like someone who's fast. You can't teach someone to be fast. So something that you're just kind of, I guess, born with. But when you get to the NFL level, everyone has good leg strength. It's more technique. And I'd say 90% of it is mental. If you can focus on what you're doing and not everything else around you and the situation or the moment, or because it's easy when you're not playing every play like other positions, and just be thrown out there and, hey, you get one chance to do your job or else get ridiculed. You got to be kind of mentally tough to be able to do that, and then to bounce back from when you have a missed field goal or a bad kickoff or something like that. So it's when you get to this level, it's all mental. I mean, there's guys in college who can kick the ball just as far as guys in the NFL. It's just guys that can do it when it counts is right. What separates the good ones from the bad ones.
Well, you're a hero for all the Patriots. I'm a Giant fan, man.
Oh, man.
So, sorry.
That's okay.
And I think we stuck it to you a couple times.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah. But it does not preclude us being a gracious host here. Let's talk about the charity a little bit. Then we'll chat a little bit about what's going on with the Pats and make sure we've got all the bases covered here. You've been involved with this Kick for Kids challenge now for a while.
Yes.
Talk to me about it.
So it's just a little idea that I came up with. So starting out in college, I played baseball and football, and we used to visit St. Jude all the time for the baseball team in Memphis, Tennessee, which everyone knows St. Jude is,
right.
One of the best hospitals for kids and kids with cancer and terminal illness and stuff like that.
With a national reach.
With a national reach.
My mom used to send checks from Jersey.
Yeah.
That's how much she believed in the cause.
So that was kind of something instilled in me in college, that it was, it's good to give back and give back the way you can. And, now that I have kids myself, if something were to happen to my kids, God willing, that we would send them to Hasbro Hospital. So I wanted to reach out to a hospital that was local, that has ties to the community, especially everyone from New England to New Hampshire, Rhode Island and New Hampshire is all mostly Patriots fans, and so I just wanted to help out. And not that the hospitals are great in Boston, but everybody thinks the Patriots and they think Boston. Well, we're everywhere. So I wanted to reach out to a great hospital in a great city in Providence and, help out with the hospital that I would have to go to if something would happen to my kids. And just came up with this idea where it's a way to help donate money to the hospital. And, the hospitals like these, most of their new equipment and testing and all the stuff they get are on donations. So they need the money to get all the newest, latest technology and all that. So it's just a way to follow along with the season. Being the kicker for the Patriots, you get to score a lot of points. I think I've led the league in scoring a couple times. So it's just a way to donate money for every point that I score or field goal that I kick. It's a monetary value. It can be 10 cents, it can be $1, it could be 5, 10, and there are different. You spend a certain amount of money, you can get a certain prize, or
right.
We have a.
Well, I've got that info.
Yeah.
$100 is even all-for-one T-shirt and signed Kick for Kids Club's gift certificate, or certificate of appreciation, rather. $500 all-for-one T-shirt plus your autograph on an 8x10 photo, and $1,000 all-for-one T-shirt plus an autographed football. Sweet.
And then I match the donations up to $10,000. Right. So it's I'm not just coming out here and asking people to donate money. I want to put my money where my mouth is. So the more that people around the area who want to donate and help out a really good cause, I'm going to match that and try to bring more support to the hospital. And I think the money before was going to concussion testing around the area in Rhode Island, and now it's more of going towards different areas of the hospital to help out the kids in the hospital.
All right, good. So you had an event today at Hasbro at 10:30 this morning, and folks, you can contact Hasbro Children's Hospital for more information on this. As you know, Stephen, you may know that we annually run a radiothon for Hasbro. We park our studios over there, and we've raised millions of dollars on the people of Rhode Island and southeastern Mass have raised millions of dollars for the cause. It really is a special place, isn't it?
It's awesome. It's unbelievable. I actually helped out the radiothon, answered a couple calls the past couple of years.
Right, so we're all in the same family, looking to accomplish the same goal. What's up, 4 in a row, huh?
Yeah, I know. Let's go. Let's make it 5.
You guys are on a little bit of a tear here.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to after not the best start for what Patriots fans are used to us seeing. I think it shows a lot for a team to get knocked down and get back up and to come back and play football that people are used to us playing. And I think the hardest part is just keeping it going. And the only thing that I can say is I know how hard the team works to get things right and to be the best team that we can be. And all I know is that we have the coaches and the players that are working their tails off to get that done. And it's going to be no different this week.
So at my fantasy draft, my buddy picked you first.
He's probably winning. He's probably in first place.
Setting a new trend so that you were gone, so I picked Vinatieri.
That's fine.
And the two of you are lighting it up. I don't know how many points exactly you've scored, but you follow that stuff?
No, I mean, you hear everyone plays fantasy football, so I hear it from family, friends, and you got people in the stands like the Bills game, and half of them are cussing you out and telling you how bad you stink. And the other half are like, kick me some field goals, you're my fantasy team. So fantasy football is
hear it? Hear it?
Oh, for sure.
You do?
It's quite comical. Well, I mean, when we warm up on the sidelines to go in, and we're right next to the other stands, and they'll say some pretty funny stuff. But fantasy football has definitely made the kicking position a lot more glamorous. I mean, people actually care if we score points now. And, so it's actually been good for our position. But playing for the Patriots, we have such a great offense. I'm scoring points all the time. I get to kick extra points and field goals all the time. It's besides the bad weather we have to kick in, it's a great job to have.
All right, so forgive me because this kind of crashed in on me here. What is your longest ever field goal?
Longest in a game, I kicked the 60 in the preseason, but it doesn't technically count. In the regular season, it's 54, but I've only tried one farther than that.
So every venue, I guess, has a lot to do with what you'll tell Belichick you're capable of doing in crunch time, right? So pregame, wind conditions. Yeah,
the weather has a big factor in it. It's not really something that's talked about. They just watch me warm up. I mean, they've seen me kick 65-yard field goals before in practice. That doesn't mean in the middle of the first quarter when the ball's on the 40-yard line, they're going to send me out there for like a 58-yard field goal. They're just playing percentages, and a kick over 50 yards is like in the history of the NFL is like a coin flip. It's like a 50% kick. So that changes from different places and different players. But, they're big percentage people. So I just go out there and kick, and they tell me to go out there, I do it.
You kick the ball the same way, whether you're 20 yards away or 62 yards away?
Pretty much, yeah. The only time you change anything is if it's like a really windy game or something like that, you might not kick it as hard. Like if it's really windy and I'm kicking into the wind, sometimes if you try to kick the ball too hard, the wind, it'll spin really hard and the wind will affect it a lot. It's kind of like a golf shot. It's all about like making good contact.
You got to draw?
Yeah, I mean, you
get a little bit of a draw, or you fade it, or can you play it that way?
You play, like, say, if the wind's blowing right to left, you just throw it out there right, and the wind will take it back in. It's just.
Do you adjust your foot like I can adjust a golf club, whether I want to draw something or fade something?
I mean, you can, but I try to kick it the same way every time. Like, if there's like a big right to left wind, I'll just aim right, like the right upright or right inside the upright, and then just let the wind take it in. The wind better not die. And that's the problem, that you're just playing. You warm up and you see what you see, and you take your best shot. And that's probably the hardest part is, if it's really windy, then it stops. It's just you kind of adjust throughout the game. What's the toughest venue to kick in? Buffalo's tough. New England's tough. The Steelers is really tough. Cleveland, anywhere in the Northeast really is tough. It could be cold, windy, rainy. I mean, it just makes it tough for everybody.
You think about the conversation to end the extra point or to move it back, 10, 15, 20 yards, because it really has become kind of a very nonchalant, unless, of course, you've tied the ball game up with 2 seconds to go, and it's the extra point is absolutely necessary. For the most part, during the course of a ball game, seems like it's just kind of like, yeah, whatever. And just what's the ratio now? Like 98, 99%?
Yeah, it's like 99%.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Well, I mean, if they want to move it back, that's fine. I'm not a big fan of getting rid of it altogether. Yeah. Obviously, it's my job. If they back it up, that's fine. Everyone's on an even playing field. But it's been part of football forever. It's sad to see so many things change just because people's attention spans can't handle one extra little play.
Well, because you've gotten so good at it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't think the answer is just to get rid of us. I mean, too many games are a lot of games are won and lost by kicks. Like a third of the games throughout the year are 3 points or less, and kicking has been part of football for a long time. And I wasn't that big of a fan of them moving the kickoffs up, even though it helps me get a lot of touchbacks. Kickoffs are a big part of the game, and they still can be. But it's a big part. Kicking is a big part of the game, and obviously it's the only way I can make my living in the NFL. So I want it to stay around as long as it can.
Yeah, sure. It really has. The kickoff has become a real, type of deal. And now, but to see it being a game of yards and/or inches, when a guy takes, a kick back from 6-7 yards deep in the end zone,